Hi, welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. It is day number 8 of 30 days of sketches. Today we are doing a sketch by Susan Stringfellow. It is a 2-page sketch. It's not one of the exclusive sketches, but this is a savvy sketch designed by Susan Stringfellow. It's a great 2-page layout, and it's perfect for some photos that I have of our trip to the circus. And I had already created a kit for my circus photos. So here are the papers that I want to play with. Right here. Some embellishments that I've got laying here and there. Looks like I have another layout hanging out underneath there. These photos were of the elephants performing, so I have some elephant embellishments, some labels for journaling, some banners, some little tickets, a little tiny title word, some phrases. So I've got enough to start playing with here, so let's get started. I'm going to fast forward you now. So first up, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting down these papers. This first paper that I am working with is actually a scrap from a previous layout. I believe I used it to map photos of some circus pictures that I've already scrapbooked. It is not quite as big as the mat on the sketch, but I am going to make it work. I'm going to cut down this full piece of the balloon paper by Maggie Holmes to 6 by 10 for each side of the layout. I'm making sure that it's trimmed right, because it looked like when I took the branding strip off this piece, I left a little sliver on, so I'm trying to carefully get that off without ripping my paper. That is a paper pad paper, and as you know, those are a little bit thinner than regular papers. So some of these papers that are in my circus kit have been in my stash since we went to the circus in 2015. I actually purchased them for when I got around to scrapbooking those photos. And because I'm a chronological scrapper and I tend to stay in the same year that I'm scrapbooking until I get it finished, I haven't gotten to 2015 yet. I'm just now working on 2015. Now, I am not a legalistic chronological scrapper. You will note that a few days ago I was scrapbooking another year, 2016, and I have also scrapbooked some current photos. I just kind of go at my own whim, but for the most part, when I'm reaching for something to scrapbook, I'm going to grab those 2015 photos or whichever year that I'm currently working on until I get it finished. I think at the rate I'm going this year, I may finish 2015 and 2016 around the same time, because I'm kind of scrapbooking them around at the same time. I'm switching back and forth between the 2 years so far this first week of March, so maybe I'll get them done all at the same time and I can move on to another year next year. So while recording this video, I was discovering that I do not have enough space to do a 2-page layout on camera, and I was really struggling with that. So the next time I try to do a double-page layout, I'm going to have to prepare a little bit better for that and clear off the right-hand side of that table and use it as workspace. You also noticed that my kitty paws showed up in camera. What you couldn't see was me put my hand up and tell him no. He did not like that and proceeded to glare at me from across the desk for about 10 minutes before he decided to curl up in his bed and go to sleep. So I'm going to start placing these border pieces onto my layout, and really I'm just trying to build the base of this so I can get the photos on it. The black cardstock that I'm using in this layout I purchased from Joann's. They have a white cardstock that I absolutely adore. It is almost as thick and holds mixed media as almost as well as Vicki Boutin Foundation's cardstock at a fraction of the cost. In fact, I ordered some recently and I got 4 packs for $4.44 a pack. Each pack has 40 sheets. Like I said, it is super thick. This is the black cardstock. It's the same style of cardstock, but it has a glossy finish, and I am discovering that I don't care for it as much as I care for the white cardstock. It leaves my fingerprints on it, even when my fingers are clean. Like, I washed my hands before doing this layout, and it still leaves my fingerprints on that black paper, which is annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and map my photos on this yellowish pattern paper. It's kind of a funky yellow, but it goes with the rest of the pattern papers in my kit. Most of the papers in my circus kit are from My Mind's Eye Follow Your Heart collection. So they are interchangeable, mix very, very well. I did add a few other pieces from other My Mind's Eye collections, and of course there's a couple pieces of Maggie Holmes, like this balloon in my circus kit. But I wanted to make sure that I matted my photos either on a white cardstock or a bright cardstock because they are dark. The circus show was, of course, done in a darkened room, and so I felt like these photos needed to pop a little bit better and needed a lighter matting. So one of the things that I'm doing to change up this sketch just a little bit is I'm going to add an additional photo. On the right hand side of that sketch, it had 2 portrait photos, and I'm going to put 3 photos. I used the left 4x6 space is going to end up with 2 3x4 photos, and I'm not going to put them on the background straight. I'm going to put them a little bit wonky because it just felt like a fun way to showcase those photos of these elephants. So you might have noticed that I didn't use a ruler to match up the 2 sides of my 2-page layout. And the reason for that is because I have discovered that I really suck with a ruler. And even if I sit there and meticulously measure it out, and I think I've got it on there just right, I still end up with crooked backgrounds. So I just match up the 2 sides and put it on there by eye. At least I get some sense of it being an even layout. I cut those borders off camera because I figured you'd watched me cut paper enough on camera with this video. I didn't think you needed to see any more. Those borders are 1 inch and 1/2 inch each. I'm making sure they meet up well, and then I'm going to go ahead and start adding some embellishments. So I'm going to bring in the sketch for you for just a second because there is a circle hanging off the top left hand side of the layout, and I'm going to bring in this yellow circle that I discovered that I had in my yellow color binder. I've mentioned the color binders in the past. Those are an idea from Janet Madison over at RTS Scrapbooking. It's an amazing idea. It didn't work for me because I have discovered that putting stuff in color binders for me is a place where my embellishments go to die because I never pull them out again. But I happened to be digging through my color binders for something else, and I found that circle and decided it would be perfect on this layout. And so it already has adhesive on the back because I used Tombow mono adhesive as a temporary fix to put in those color binders. And so you saw the back side of it. It had what looked like a lot of goopy adhesive, and that's true, it did. I'm also going to cut out these labels. You've seen me use a lot of labels in this week. I love labels and love to journal on them. I love to use them for cluster bases. I love to tuck them behind photos for layers. I'm using them a lot to label this week because they just are a great way to get journaling onto a page and still kind of look decorative. I'm bringing in a different color with these labels so that they will shine and pop. And I will journal off camera. I won't make you sit and watch me write, the journaling for this layout, but I am going to cut them all out and get them kind of laid where I think they're going to end up going, and then I'll glue them down. So now I'm going to go ahead and start playing with some of my embellishments that I have set aside for this layout. I don't end up using as many of the embellishments as I thought I would, but I use quite a bit of it, and I have several more layouts of circus pages, so I will be able to put those back into my circus kit, and they'll come in for another layout another time. I'm only going to use the word awesome for my title. Originally, I thought I might bring in some alpha thickers or another phrase to make a larger title, but I just decided that that was enough right there. I'm going to try to put these banner pieces on there. I didn't like them. I don't end up using the chipboard banner pieces. I end up putting those back aside because I just don't like them. They're the wrong color, they're the wrong shape, just didn't care for them at all. So take them off, and I'm going to set them aside. The original sketch had a tag tucked in by the circle over there on the right hand side, and I didn't pull any tags to use with this layout. I have tags cut out. I could have grabbed one, but I had these little 2 tiny tickets, and I decided those looked really cute right there. I was going to put that little phrase adventure up there on that top photo on the left hand side of the layout. I don't like it there, and I move it, and I move the elephant, and I kind of mess around with different placements, but I end up popping that word adventure over by my title. Thank you for stopping by my channel today. If you liked my video, please click that thumbs up, because that lets YouTube know to put my videos out there for people to see more of. And if you are not a subscriber, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. I will answer any questions or comments that you make onto my videos. Make sure you check that description box below my video so that you can get that collaborative playlist and see what everybody else is doing with this sketch for today. Have a great day. Bye.